Yo, 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 yo. Welcome. Happy Monday. Y'all know why we here, man. We here to get down and dirty to the real truth of what be going on behind the scenes. Well, people always want to lie and they always want to paint this narrative, but the truth is the truth. So on this platform, Who's the Deadbeat, we highlight parental alienation. So we allow people to come up to share their stories. Of they dealings with dealing with parental alienation. So we just ask y'all to be mindful in these comments because these are real stories. These are their story, and
Who's the dead is not liable or reliable for any litigations or court proceedings to follow here after our conversations. If you're new here, thank you for joining us and tuning in. Thank you for all the likes, the comments, the shares. Keep it going. We're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. So, again, thank you all. And yeah, let's do it.
all right, we got a guest in the queue. Stage, there we go.
How y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you pronounce your name?
D'Angelo.
Oh, D'Angelo. Oh,
Lydell,
okay.
Curvin. Yeah, Curvin Hood.
Okay. Okay, and then who I see you got a guest behind you. Who is the lovely
Yes, I'm
lady?
sorry. This is my girlfriend of 8 years, Letha.
Oh,
Hello.
okay.
She's
Hey,
actually the one who follows you.
okay.
Yeah,
All right. And so where y'all calling from? Or where y'all tuning in from?
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we finna just get right into it. All right. I guess how many kids do you have?
I have five. I have three girls, two boys. My oldest is my boy, and my youngest is another boy, my son. And I have three girls in between. Um, what?
Is they all
Yeah, all a couple years apart.
okay. So is they all with the same woman or you have
No, unfortunately, no.
How many?
My son is with one individual. Then my two oldest girls, they was with my. I'm divorced, so I was married for a while with her. I had one honestly just randomly, popped up. I mean, she popped up when she was three, and she's definitely mine. She looked like me. Like if you see my kids, like it makes its own sense, you know. But then me and my love, we got a son, little rambunctious 4 year old. So
okay.
So that's uh four kids outside of the one you have with your current woman and three different women. Four kids,
yes,
three different women. Okay.
yes.
Okay. And okay, so with how many are being alienated?
Um, well, the one that she wrote y'all about was my two daughters. For my divorce, we haven't been together in over 10 years, and she just seems to make it difficult for fun. I'm trying to get back to Detroit. I'm from Detroit originally. I'm gonna move back soon, getting close or whatever. I moved down here originally because they was in Dayton, and I wanted to do it halfway. So we moved down here. She was lovely enough to come down here and stick it out with me. We've been doing it ever since or whatever. But we're going to eventually get back that way because I'm not able to be as active as I need to be. Um,
So is all your kids in Detroit?
yeah. Well, all of them except for one. I have one. That's a very complicated situation in itself as well. As soon as I found out about my baby, I only had her for a short time. From like just having her, and she ended up going into the system. The end of this, halfway through this year, this would be the third year. So I've been uh, trying to go through that process, trying to get her back. It wasn't on me because I have like no legal rights, but we've been trying to follow a process to get her back. I'm very hopeful for that, but that's the only one I don't really see every day. But my two girls, everybody else I see, I pick up
Okay. You just
every weekend
haven't
that I can.
okay. Well, so I guess we can get into what
Let's take it from the top.
yeah,
So, starting with your first kid, that mom, were you guys in a relationship,
situationship.
situationship?
No, it was straight. I known her since I was 13. Used to walk her home from school every day. Sometime in the junior year, I was working or whatever, and I was always on the block. Just started hanging out. About a year, about 8 months or whatever, got her pregnant, and we moved down to New Orleans. It wasn't working. It was just stressful. At that age, you want to, she was going to school, I was working. We just had our son. It was I ain't
Puppy
trying to.
love, teenage love, something
It
like that.
it was that first time when you find out when you actually live with a person. You know what I mean? So that was my
Yeah.
first time living with someone, and you know what you into. You realize the difference of people being raised differently and all that energy. So it didn't work out. I tried to make it work. She thought it was going to be a great thing to do something dirty behind my back, and I just we been at odds since. We good now,
But
years
she
later.
cheated on you or something like that, or she?
Nah, she
uh,
she we just didn't see.
You don't got to go into details at
Yeah,
this
I'm about to
point.
say we just didn't see eye to eye. But
Okay,
that
I hear you.
part, it was like a to get you back because I broke up with her. Like I had a conversation, sort of why I'm breaking up with her, and at the time it was like it was mutual, like oh okay, but we was all she was staying, we was staying together, and my dog was also there, so which they stayed across the street, like grandma and his house was next door to each other. You could have knocked that off anytime. You chose to I have a kid with her to hit while we all staying in the same house. So I put him out. But that was neither here nor
How
there.
old was your son at the time?
1.5.
So how did that go after the breakup? How was the dynamic between co-parents and between you guys?
I mean, it didn't get better. I can say that. I mean, I'm not one to lie down, so to speak. I'm not. I don't know. But if you gonna have a long day if you get between me and my kids. So is what I'm saying.
I hear that.
So I give my kids as much as I can. I didn't have an issue. It came an issue when I got with my girl's mother.
Which
Um,
which in turn that was a marriage,
it
correct?
turned out, yeah, we got
Okay,
married
so
2.5 years
get
in.
us to that point. I mean, did your first baby mama start acting in some type of way when you moved on? Like, was
Oh,
it
for
an
sure,
issue
for
with
sure.
your son? And that's what we're trying to get to. Like, how is that? Because typically, when you move on and you get with somebody new, and they see you having problems with the previous kid's mom, you would think that they wouldn't turn around and do the same thing. So,
I drink no coffee. I'm good. Sorry, y'all.
so yeah, get us there to the second situation, which was a
Um,
marriage, by the way.
yes, married 5.5 years.
How did
What?
that end?
How did that end? She got thick. I've known her for a long time. I've known her since she was 14. There's a 4 years difference. When I came back to Detroit, she had found me on Facebook. I had just got on Facebook. I wasn't an internet. I'm still really. I'm trying. I'm not an internet. Anyway, she found me on Facebook, and that's how we ended up together. Breaking up with her, it was had my baby girl Naya. It just got real toxic after that. It was like as soon as you say I do, everything just went to shit. Power trip was real. It's crazy how you can act a certain type of way. Then when you, especially with a baby, when you get a baby, the holdover is just ridiculous. But
Okay, so what do you have to say to the people that would say like, well, you should have chose better? Because you hear that a
definitely
lot, but then you telling me that it was okay until y'all she
it
said I
was
do and had a baby. So
it
what
was
do you have to say to
definitely.
that?
I mean, of course, I've been told that. Oh, should have wore rubber. I was with her. I've known her since we were teenagers, and we was together. She was actively taking the Depro. So I didn't. 2.5 years. You on a shot. She didn't even let me know that she had got off the shot. We had an argument because she assumed I was sleeping with someone. It turned out to be, the food. She got the food energy, so she was like, "Oh, okay." She stopped to. She didn't tell me she had a shot. Y'all know it only take what 3 months to get out your system or whatever. So that was a long time to go through that process. Yeah, I should have wore a rubber, huh? But whatever. Um,
I guess it was your wife at the time. So
no, yeah, yep. When she got pregnant, I married her. She had
okay.
I already
So
had
you
one child
said
out of wedlock. I wasn't trying to have another one.
you said that it got toxic after the first baby. So how did y'all get a second baby?
Um, okay, so as soon as we had Naya, that's my oldest daughter. When I had my baby, it changed. Energy changed. She just became super demanding, and she started getting attention. She got thick, so to speak, and got a lot more attention. I'm not aware of this because I'm working 2 full-time jobs. So any energy that I did have, that was that. She called the cops on me. I
For
was ready to
what?
split. I said something on Slick on Facebook. She had said something about she has my name tatted on her back, and she made a comment because she was mad at me on Facebook about getting it covered up. I draw. Well, I did draw. She killed that fashion, but um, I told her I could do her design for it on her, status or whatever. So she came in there, snatched my baby, packed her up. I didn't know. I had to be at work at 5. I was a meat cutter at the time. But she snatched my baby up, packed her up. I didn't know. I'm not even aware of this. I'm trying to go back to sleep. I mean, go to sleep at this point. And she started going out the door. I told her, "You can't leave. What are you doing?" She packed the dog up and my baby. So we had a brief the conversation. Next thing I know, she on the phone saying that I'm holding her, I'm kidnapping her, and I have a gun.
So
Coincidentally,
was this the first incident like this?
no. Well, it was the first incident like that. Yes,
Okay.
after the marriage, but it was a few tales. But this was like the first major incident because I've never had the cops called on me uh, from my other. I don't argue. I don't even like that energy. I'm not
So
good with
at
that.
this time, y'all got both kids or just the one?
No, just my daughter. My Naya is she's only a few months at this time. I don't even think 3. I don't even think 3. But
She got
yeah,
up
she
out of
had
there.
no. She did. When she said I had a gun, I'm like, why would you tell these people I got a gun? You own with the sheriffs. We stayed out there where only sheriffs is at. They knew me because there's not too many brothers out there was open carrying at the time. But when I went to go look for my gun, I didn't know. So as I'm coming out the door to go out there, I'm going to her because I noticed my gun was missing from where I put it. Is 2 huge deputies coming down the hallway with guns drawn. I'm from the east side of Detroit. That energy is never wanted ever in life. They held me for 45 minutes just sitting there, and it was just the energy. I haven't thought about it in a while, but it was like that. After that, it turns out she had my gun out there with her. They gave me my gun back because it was mine. I told her we was gonna break up. Then she was talking about you gonna leave me with this baby. I
So
should have
so
did
what
it.
happened with that situation? I mean, obviously she lied right there in front of the police. So like what happened
Nothing.
Were
with
any
that?
charges
Nothing happened.
filed? Did
Nothing.
okay? So
She
they
lies. She got away with murder. I mean, honestly, of course, I don't like the fact that COVID hit, but if COVID didn't hit, filing in the courts, that really saved me. I can't tell you how many hours that I've spent down there, just trying to file. I know y'all not from Detroit, but in Detroit, we got this building called the Coleman Young Building, and you have to go. It's a huge tower. They make you go to like 4 or 5 different levels for stupid things to file your paperwork. Just to get my kids to this point that I'm able to get my girls. She still throw a monkey wrench in it now, but it's not working anymore. I'm it's not working. And I pay 100. I don't mind paying $100 a file every time. But after that incident, I had told her I'll walk to work. She can move whatever she want to figure out after that. I let her sweet talk me back in. Um, After that, we end up moving. Um, We get into it over something super petty again. This is at this time. This is Naya's first birthday, so it's right after the. This is the second time I've gotten the cops called on. Right after this, what? Okay, so it was the day before her birthday. The day before her birthday, it sounds stupid, but I usually cook and clean, and the kitchen is usually mine because I'm a cook. I cook. Um, she goes in there. She don't cook for real. And I had grilled some chicken. She threw it away to make room for other stuff for the birthday the day before. I mean, for the my baby girl birthday. It went from that something so petty, to a huge argument. Skip to the next day. I say, I'm about to go to the store. I'm gonna get the keys. I'm gonna go to the store. She said, "No, we got it. I'm gonna go get hot and ready." No disrespect to people. I forget I'm online, but no disrespect to people out there be doing a pizza thing. But I'm not gonna have nobody at my girl's birthday party or whatever eating, pizza when I like to cook. So I was like, okay, well, since you got it handled, I'm gonna go fishing. I tried to go fishing. She stopped me as I'm in the van, told me that I can't take the van that I pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like her check compared to my check, like I pay the bills. So you telling me that I can't drive off in the vehicle that I'm paying for is anyway. We go from that. I was like, you know what, you can have the keys. I started to walk away, try to get on the bus. Before I left, I took my gun this time. I was gonna catch the bus to my brother's house, smoke, whatever, get away, right? I get 4 blocks away. We not argue. I told you I don't do the arguing thing. I get 4 blocks away. If I knew that the cops was called on me, I would have ducked through the hood. That would have been nothing. It's Detroit, and it's like that. The cops look at me. I look at them. And you got that, and you got the look, like if So I'm like, man. So I wait 3 seconds so I don't look too obvious. Then I casually walk across the street. I'm getting right past this church on Joy and Grand River, and I noticed they hit the U. So I'm like, fuck. Now if I run, I'm looking obvious. And I've been a meat cutter too for all these years. I'm like 280, 300 something pounds. I'm a big dude. I can get off. So they come
What
on.
was the reason? Because the previous
No,
results were
I
like.
wanted to leave. I wanted to leave and go fishing. That was literally the only thing. I didn't even know it
So
was a
what did
problem
she
like that.
tell them, that you hit her again or something?
I don't know. I went to jail
a while later.
They locked you up?
Yeah, I went to jail. Well, okay, that's another thing. So my son's mother, she disappeared. This is it kind of ties in. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it real fast. So follow me, because they started kind of tag teaming me. She was doing things to my son's mother to bring that energy when I'm not trying to do all that.
Right.
So I had a PPO out on me. PPO. She
From which baby mama?
My son's mother. Yeah, my son's
Okay.
mother thought she could disappear on me. I found her. I took a day off work. I gave her 3 months. I took it because I didn't. Again, I don't be trying to do anything. I gave her 3 months. I took a day off of work. Found her. She didn't like the fact that I found her. She went to court, filed on me. One of the days that I went down there to go get my son. This was prearranged with my mother and her. I knew nothing about it. She asked me to go pick her up. I was going to drop him off. And when I showed up, all my son needed was his shoes. She would not let me she would not let him come off the porch. He had socks. He was fully dressed. She was holding the shoes just so she can get off what she wanted to get off in the chest. But before we even get to that part, they went through some stuff. My ex-wife and her went through some stuff with the DMs with her sister and her friend, a whole bunch of mess that I didn't even know about. Like I'm working 2 full-time jobs.
Getting into it, like some
online.
chaos.
I wasn't a real Facebook person. I post a picture, but that's the most I really do. Not football, Green Bay, Lions. So I like that on Facebook. But
All right, interview over. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I got you. Um, what?
They got into
Yeah,
it.
when we right, thank you.
She started to.
When we pulled up to the house. When we pulled up to the house, I didn't know really too much what was going on online. Her friend Danica came over. Now, again, I was a meat cutter at the time. I had just learned how to properly sharpen a knife. I used to keep knives in both doors. She thought she could just walk around to the car and about to pull at the time my wife out the car. I stopped that situation, got out. I didn't know any of this was gonna go down. I'm thinking, I pull up, my son get inside the vehicle, we pull off. That happened. So I'm forced out the car. I got my pistol on me, of course. At the time, I always have my
It's
pistol on
legal.
me. Yeah, I'm fully legal, licensed, the whole nine. Um,
They just knew about it and end up saying that.
no, she actually that was the first time I ever seen my pistol. It was
Wow.
I was out already or whatever, and then I got the call. So I'm like, of course, I'm gonna shoot over here and do that. She did ask me to take the pistol off, but I'm like, no, I don't even have to get off the car. All they gotta do is let them, we get in, I open the door, we go off.
They're
I
just
don't talk to
angry.
them. I don't have any of them issues. I don't none of that. But
So
when they,
basically, you was showing up to pick your son up. You didn't know 'cause your ex-wife at the time, your wife at the time did not tell
we
you
was
that
out,
she was having conflict with her. So
yes,
when y'all get there, it's
mhm,
this chaos and you not understanding what's going on because you didn't know that they was doing all this stuff behind your back.
behind in the
So
messages.
right,
This
so
is the
you
first
got the
time this.
knives, you got the gun. She called the police, and is that how she got the protective order on you?
No, okay. I'm sorry. It's not that right there. Okay.
I know it
I'm
sounds bad. I'm a clear it up. I know.
okay.
So what happened was I keep knives in the door or whatever, and I just so happened
Right,
to have a pistol.
because of
Me
your
and her was
job.
out, yeah, because of my job, and I keep the pistol on me. But we was already out. We was looking nice. It was nice out. It was a great day. The call was unexpected. The pickup was unexpected. All I'm thinking is I pull up, he gonna run out to the car. My son is like 6 at the time. He run out to the car, open the door himself. We strap him in, we out. We pull up. That's when she came over to the door. So I'm forced out of the car to calm the situation down. I told her to stay in the car. She stayed in the car. Because she grabbed the knife. I didn't want none of that. So she stayed in the car. When I cleared up with Danica or whatever, she went back on the porch. I told her none of that was gonna happen. I didn't mean to say her name, but anyway, when she went back on the porch, my son's mother, she told me that her boyfriend was waiting to see me in all that situation. After I stood now, I sat there for 45 minutes before I let her say this to me. At this point, I'm cool. Well, not even 40 minutes, like 20 minutes at most. When she said this, I did lose my temper. I threw my gun in the car. I told her to go around the corner. I meet her then. Was I wrong? Yeah, but I didn't like, none of. I was mad. It was a
Let's
setup.
be clear. It's conflict. It's high conflict. So, as
Yeah.
much as everybody wants people to do the right thing and do like this, you don't got to try to defend yourself. You not on trial. We not the
Oh
judge.
no,
Not
this
the
is what it
jury.
No,
was. This is what it is. This is
they
what
not no
happened.
Okay.
judge.
I'm not saying I'm right or
Um,
wrong. I did what I did, and I'll do it again.
No, because I know you said it's gonna sound bad, but it's your truth. It's
Yeah.
the story. So that I just want to be clear on that. Like we're not judging you. We just want you to lay it out. And so just.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Hi, I'm Aletha. I'm his girlfriend. So
Hey,
when I came into me and him met online in 2015, but we met in person in 2017. We was just friends, but we was getting close, and he brought me here to Ohio to meet his
Can you come
family.
in, son?
He's gonna come back. He brought me here to Ohio to meet his family, and so I met his mom, and she gave him his mail, and we went back home to Michigan, and I was like, "You got your mail? You mind if I check your mail?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he had some mail from the friend of the court for his ex-wife. And I opened up his mail and I'm reading. I'm like, your ex-wife is trying to take your paternal rights, right? And because they're cool at this point, he think. And he was like, wait, what? She reminded him of the court date. He was like, wait, what? But she sent the paperwork to the wrong address. He's living in Michigan. She sent it down here to Ohio. That's how he missed the court date. So that was a setup. In this court paperwork, she said that he never been in the girl's life. I'm looking like, wait, what? Yeah.
I
So
mean they was married, so how
yeah.
believable is that?
That was actually after my second daughter. She's my second daughter had just turned 2.
Yep. So
Right. So that's what we was trying. That's where I was trying to get to when I asked, "How did y'all get with a second baby?" But at the time that you were explaining
Oh,
with this,
I'm sorry.
the
yeah,
PPO, and you showing up, you only had one baby at the time. Well, right now too.
with that PPO,
Yes,
yeah,
we only have one.
that
Okay,
was the first
so
baby
get
mama.
us there. Like, so first baby mama put the order of protection on you because of the chaos, right?
Yes.
And
First
what
black.
happened after that?
So, oh yeah. Oh, you want the short version or the long
Okay, I'm
version?
sorry.
I just want the
The
version
truth.
so we can get to the
Okay.
parental alienation part.
Okay.
All right.
So
You
go
gonna let
ahead.
me? All right. I can go back and cook it.
I'm
All
sorry.
right. So once she got the PP, she felt that everybody felt disrespected once I had called my man's out. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't appreciate the energy. I was looking nice. I wasn't trying to do none of that. So she put a
Right.
PP out on me. Now jumping back to this, I was depressed at the time when the cops pulled down on me. I just lost my job at Myers because it was a lot of promotion. She had just got a job at the, I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, she was at the hotel. I mean, not the hotel. She was at the airport at the time. She had a little dude she was dealing with. So she was making me feel really shitty. And it kind of bled over to my job one day. And then it came back to the birthday. I wasn't right in the head. So even though I had the gun, I couldn't. They you know how they walk in on each other, telling them, oh, this the dude. So they came looking for me. I'm thinking this is a random occurrence where it's my gun. They gonna let me walk away. No, they was here for me. Um,
Mm.
I did, and now I didn't have my magazine. I didn't have a bullet on me, or I didn't have my clip. So I did think about suicide by cop because it was a lot going on with that. I was just not right, but I didn't. They put me in the car. They hit me with a felony. I actually got prosecuted by the same dude. The dude who passed my sentence down is the same dude that passed Kwame's down. He's a ruthless dude, but I don't have any priors. When I went to jail, I have no priors. Actually, when I went to court, the judge that I was going in front of for this, she laughed at me. The whole court laughed at me because my prior was a fishing ticket. Um,
What about the PPO? Did they bring that up?
that's the reason I got the felony.
Okay, so just pause for a second. When you got the PPO, did it stop you from seeing your son?
For a year, yes, it did.
Okay, so at this time that this is happening, the PPO is still active. So
Yes,
you're not able to see your son. You lost your job. You going through all this, mental stuff because of getting it still on both ends from both women, right?
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so continue. So you get the felony, and then what happened?
I get the felony. We both move in with my pops for a minute. Um, it what it wasn't getting any better. When I got out of jail, I was only in there for a week. She told me she was pregnant. Uh, and because I was done, but when I get out, she told me she was pregnant. I'm like, married? Nah, she's about to have a second one. You know,
So wait, so after you got locked up, you weren't angry at her for calling the police on you again, causing all this, and you still stayed with her?
yes,
Was it because of the kid?
yes, both of my girls. I didn't
Okay.
know. I didn't know it was gonna be two girls at the time, but I mean, she
Right,
had my
because you didn't know she was pregnant yet. But then she laid it on you that she's pregnant with a second kid. So now you even more deeper
the
in
same
this
day I got out of jail.
because okay. Okay.
So I need you to clear some up for me. So you
Yeah,
got the PPO and the police was coming because your ex-wife called the cops on you, right?
and
Right,
we didn't even
but
argue.
when she called the cops on you, you didn't know that you was already wanted for this PPO for
No,
violating it or
I was
something.
going to court for the PPO. I couldn't. The place that she was living at, they couldn't serve her. So I went. I made like three. I think it was 3 court dates at the time. She wouldn't show up to anything, and I couldn't get them to serve her. That
To
was
fight it, basically.
yeah. I'm fighting my PPO because I was good. Um, and when I got into this situation with her, they was like, "Oh, you got a PPO too, and you got a CCW. Oh, you was supposed because I had to turn my license in. As soon as I got my license, they sent me another letter. I paid all that money. Then they was like, turn it in, or
What's
you
a CCW for the viewers?
carry concealed weapon. It's CPL now, but back then it was CCW. CCW is carry concealed weapon as a charge. The license is called a CPL, but I did have my CPL at this time. It was taken from me. I was trying to fight to get it back. This was like my third court date when I got into it with the altercation with my ex-wife.
So basically, they caught you still carrying the weapon when you weren't supposed to legally. So they
Yes.
charged you for that.
Yes, and it was unarmed, so it wasn't. I didn't want her to do that same situation like before. I'm taking my gun with me.
Got it.
Um, that was that. I get out of jail. She hit me with the pregnancy. I'm like, I'm gonna stick it in like a dummy, and it didn't work out too much after that. A little bit after, I found out about the dude she was dealing with. That was something.
So
Uh,
the wife was cheating too, like cheating.
Yes, when I went to jail that whole year, we was not intimate. So probably if I had to guess, maybe once or twice a month. Um,
You didn't have doubts about paternity.
yeah, naturally, but I mean, I love my baby, so you know, I don't think you ever want that problem. I've invested too much anyway. If that was the case, I don't think he will ever want to see my face again. Um, but they was together for a year basically because she worked at that place for almost a year. Uh,
So you found out about dude, and did you file for divorce?
no, she did. What?
In
Two?
28. Well, she tried in 2017, but she filed in 2018.
So I'm gonna ask the question that everybody probably want to know. After all this stuff she's taking you through, why didn't you file for divorce?
I couldn't see another man around my daughters, and I didn't want nobody else raising my kids. I did that. They're my babies. I'm responsible every day.
That's just the tip of what she took him through, though. He's been through a lot. I mean, a lot, because
We can't see you have cut
I'm
off.
sorry. He's been through a lot. Emotionally, he's literally been through a lot. So after that situation that happened when I told you guys that she was trying to relieve him from his paternal
Wait,
rights.
let me get them.
But wait, we not there yet. So
Almost there.
right, because then it's gonna get to the point when you met her.
Yeah.
But we also got to touch on how you had a random child in between this too. So
No, we almost there actually.
Yeah.
Because when I found out after, so when my second
and I
daughter,
don't mean random child. I mean
no, it was straight out the blue.
I have to check the viewers because they will try to come for me in the comments. Not that the baby is, don't mean anything. That's not what I mean because she didn't ask, or she didn't ask to be here. But I'm saying the encounter. It was random because you said it was random. So that means that it's just something that happened in between all of this, and that's what I meant by that. Okay.
No, you good. Hey, if somebody got something to say, hit him with the Bertie Mac.
Oh, we definitely, because you say you from Detroit, we from Chicago, born and raised, so that lets you know right.
That's my second home. All
the
my
culture,
people there
exactly.
now.
It's not a problem. We just try to keep it, professional.
Yeah. So y'all definitely know what I'm saying.
Business, yeah. So,
what? Maya. My second daughter. Her name is Maya. I'm just Maya. It makes it a little easier.
She's born.
She's born. So Valentine. I was still a meat cutter at a different place, gourmet place. I had prepared a nice dinner since we had two kids. We can't go out. I was like, we're not gonna arrange something later. We could do that, but we were supposed to do something inside. She wanted to go out, so I had already did the hair and nails already because even though I didn't plan on us going out. She hit me with the last minute. Can I go out or whatever? I found out a little bit later that she went out with Duel for the birthday. I mean, for Valentine's Day.
What?
Your wife.
It was wild.
And you was in the house with the babies.
Yeah, both of them. We watched. I had veal. I had veal ribeyes and T-bones. It was nice. I actually ended up giving that away to my cousin, but I didn't even find out about that until later. I found out about it What happened?
So what did
She
she tell you she was going at the time? Like, what
she
was
was
the?
talking. She was talking to dude. So I'm like, I ain't gonna be here. Why you on the phone with another dude? I didn't know how. I didn't know anything about her dealing with dude at the airport. None of this came out at the time. I nothing. I'm blue. Nothing. Um, I get to my dad house because I found out she texting dude. Um, while I'm at my dad house, my best friend he hit me up. Now I met my best friend through uh her best friend. They are best friends. Them two was having a baby, and I met them at the baby shower. So we friends in for a few years at this point. I think 3. He told me he knew I was over there, but he didn't know I was still dealing with her. He told me about her going to the casino with dude. Um, while another day I had the girls, she'd drop them off. I'm thinking we just mad at each other. We ain't in the same household type energy, but that's what was going on. Like she had dudes staying there. I find that out later. But
Wow.
Wait, so on
man.
Valentine's Day, she told you where she was going, where with her friends, where did she say she was going?
I think it was with her family for this one. This
Mm.
Now that was with a different one. After Valentine's, I find out that she was talking. Oh, she was a joke and all this. I'm like, I don't joke like that. So I was still in my dad's house. I still had my responsibilities. I get my girls, whatever. When she go to work, we still did the alternating schedule. Um, Dude called me and was like, did you hear about this mess? Apparently, they were supposed to have a girls' night out at the casino, and his girl was complaining to him about her having 2 dudes showed up with her and her sister. So it was her sister, and 2 other guys. So she's the 5th wheel. So she complains to my dude, and he hits me up. Was like, man, I'm at my dad house. So he hit me up with that. That's how that go down. He didn't know that me and her were still dealing. That's how I found out about this whole situation. Is way deeper than I ever thought. I end up. What happened?
But she's living at your dad's house with you, right?
No, we moved out. We stayed at my dad's house for like a short period of time.
And
This
y'all went. So where was
No,
she living?
we was living at another place. We was in our apartment when we got
Oh,
into
okay,
it.
but y'all
I just
were
went,
living together still,
yeah.
and she
I'm
didn't.
paying bills. Yeah, I'm still in the household. Technically, I'm paying bills. Everything current. I'm just staying at my dad's house at the time. I'm sleeping on the couch. He don't care. So,
You
excuse me.
find out about the girls' night out, which it was really pretty much your best friend letting you know that she's dealing with this dude, and she's been having him, you watch the babies while she go be with him on different occasions, right? So
Yes,
then get us to you confronting her. How did that go?
not well. It was a lot of drama. Didn't get the cops called on me for this one. I don't believe. I don't remember too much of that. Nothing really bad that strikes out right now about that situation. It was bad as an argument or whatever, but I did have time to calm down. I wasn't worried about dude. I did say I wasn't going anywhere. She wasn't gonna put me out the house. It didn't become an issue until one day I was supposed to have my girls. I'm thinking me and her was making up. She played it off like it wasn't nothing serious, so I didn't know as much as I thought I should know.
Right.
One of the days I'm at the house. Again, the friend who told me they wasn't friends anymore after this because everything had came out. She was like, "You weren't supposed to tell him," and all this type of mess. So they over. They got a girl too, and my daughters they still friends to this day. We were just hanging with them this weekend, and so we over hanging. She find out that they over there. She borrowed a friend's car from work, came to the house, and was spying on us. She got mad. She waited until they left. My parents came too. My stepdad and my mama came to pick the girls up. I'm thinking in the morning we about to be cool. We about to be kids, is free. We about to pay. We good. She called the cops. I'm in there chilling with my mom. I'm drawing and I'm smoking. The cops walk in. Now it was a duplex, so I'm upstairs. So we got the stairs. I see the lights, so I see lights coming up. Thing I'm like, these are not the cops. They yell. How that go. She said that I broke into the house to get my kids to kidnap them while she's at work. Whatever. Okay, I got put out of my house forcibly. I went down. That's how I first got down to Toledo. She did
And
not let.
you still on the lease though, right?
Oh, for sure. I was still helping out. I was
So
still
how
paying bills.
Oh
because
yeah.
she didn't make enough money. And again, she had my daughters. I did not take them. I didn't. I'm thinking we would grow, because I've had a lot of growing to do. I was a whole different person.
So after this, she filed for divorce.
No, no, we stayed separated for 2 years after this current situation.
But I'm saying you was dealing and she was dealing, but y'all was just still legally married. But
Legally
you
married.
knew that y'all weren't together, and you didn't have plans. Did you have plans on getting back with her, or what was that?
I don't know. We mess with each other on and off, not physically, but just like a dealings to see if we could deal with each other. After getting the cops called on me, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But not being there with my girls, it was really hard, and I was really hoping for a window where you see some type of growth, some type of maturity that be like, you can get past the stuff and go forward.
What's
Uh,
crazy is after everything that you have said from the start of your relationship with her up until now, I still don't understand what the real beef is. Like, was this just that she wanted to deal with other people from the start?
that's
Because
how I felt. Yeah,
all this
that's
calling
how I
the
felt.
police on you and you started getting locked up and then taking her back and trying to work it out, then she said y'all done had two kids at this point. It's like, what was the real issue? Because it seems like in most cases, women who do that do it for control. And you were kind of more than willing because you kept taking her back and coming back and being there and getting the babies and watching them while she go out. Why would she want to lose that, so to speak? So I'm just trying to figure out what
She, she
what was the
got nutty.
motive.
She got nutty when she went from a like a small C cup to a double D. She got some hips, thighs, and everybody was in her ear. So she just thought every dude was gonna treat her the way that I do. I've had way more time invested. We was together longer, and I thought we was gonna be. I thought she was mine, so to speak, because we had so much time invested. Um, but when other dudes started getting in her ear, you know, I'm like, you weak minded, and it showed. It kept showing.
But was other dudes in her ear the whole time? Because it's like,
I don't know. Honestly, I can't even. I don't know. I
So
don't
okay,
know
I
my.
got two questions before we get to you leaving.
Dude,
The first question is, before when my wife asked you, did you take a paternity test? And what was your answer to that?
I don't care whether less. Left or right with that. My baby is. I'm my baby, and she don't know anybody else. I don't think. And I don't think Dude will pursue it. I don't think he would ever. We had a situation because what happened was, like I said, I was still present in the household, even though I was down in Toledo. After all that situation, I was still helping out financially. But when Dude found out that she was still trying to mess with me, um, what happened? I'm sorry. It was.
Take
I
your
scared
time.
Dude. I scared Dude. What happened? I found out about. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. I always got bad luck with my baby girl birthday for some reason. This is another birthday. This is this is how everything ended up. That's what happened. I had this situation, and after that, that's when she came back to the house. She called the cops with my mom and everything. It was my baby girl's third birthday. We spent it in Toledo. The night we came back, um, like I said, I wasn't in the house. So when I came back, she, I have my son and I have my two daughters. So one is toddler. So I'm, my son, tall, he could walk. He actually was helping with stuff, and I have the
so
little.
pause. After the PPO, your first baby mama just let you start seeing your son again. What? How did that happen?
Once the PPO dropped, I forgot what. Um, it was rare. I mean, it was rare up until he became of age. He actually had to run away for it not to be, rare. She got the message. He ran away when he was 12. So after that situation, he called me and I told him, whatever. I'm in a different state. We can do it. Be chill, pretty much. Um, He stayed with me for 8 months. Then after we went through the court things, they said I handled it wrong, and they forcibly made me go back, or they would expedite me, and go through all that situation, and of course, I mean,
So
yeah.
today, are you seeing him frequently?
Oh yeah, my son's 6. He be 17 this year. Whenever he call, I mean, the most thing he need from me is a few dollars from here and there.
Okay,
You know.
so that's squared away. Okay, so back
Oh yeah,
to
a lot of
being in
work. It's
Ohio with your
a long
baby's
time.
right
Um,
baby's birthday, and it's going crazy again.
Again, yes. We get back. This is how I found out about dude staying in my house. When we get back, she rushes out the car, all the cake, full blown birthday cake at Chuck E. Cheese. We come back. She runs into the house. I have my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter. One up here on the shoulder, one in my arm, in the hand or whatever in the car seat. I hear her running around the house. She didn't take anything up there with her but keys. When I get in there, I see rose petals here and there. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what we're doing. I tried to let it slide. I really tried to let it slide. I really tried to let it slide. He even had his toiletries in there. She had to help him get a job. It was horrible.
So
Um,
he was living there
Dude was living there. It was anyhow.
with her and the two girls, your babies.
Yes. So I tried to let it slide into the morning because we didn't get back until almost 2. And I had my son with me. I had to get him home. I had to get him to school. I'm like, I'm I'm not gonna trip. I lost my temper when I'm in the room with the kids. We laying down. I hear her in the living room. She's laying down in the living room on the phone with him. Lost my temper. Snatched the phone because I paid for it. Apparently he was abusive. I didn't know this at the time. She told me she dropped the phone or whatever, so I bought her a new phone. Um, that's why I lost my temper. I'm like, you was not about to disrespect. First, we did this situation. Then, as we laying down, you there talking to dude. Wow, you on my phone that I paid. Well, the phone that I
So
just paid for.
it sounds like she been playing
Simple.
both sides the
Yeah,
whole
she,
time. And
whole time.
she was getting away with it. So it's not like she
Yeah.
would be alarmed that you in the next room because look how much y'all done been through and how many times you done came back and
Way
it's
comfortable.
just working in her favor. You know what I'm saying? So
Way comfortable. But after that, back to me being down in Toledo. At some point, I I had like a one night stand, and the reason she didn't inform me because the dude she was dealing with said it was his, and she getting older, she looks nothing like none of the other siblings. Plus, I carry the sickle cell trait, so I passed that. Unfortunately, I passed that along as well. So uh, that's why I'm like, I'm still gonna do the DNA just to be 100, but with her. Um,
because
but
that's the only way for you to get legitimized anyway, because
that too.
the other guy the legal father.
No, no, he did not.
Okay.
No, he did
And
not
that
sign on it. And that's why
okay.
that's my loophole to get her back. So that's what I'm.
Because you said she's in the system, right?
Yes, and because
Why?
So how did the mom lose custody?
if she see this, she probably gonna be mad that I say this, but
You
she
can
ended up.
just say allegedly. It's okay. Like, what was the
She
story?
stabbed the other baby daddy. They got into a stab, and it was a situation after that.
Was it
Um,
because of this situation?
this years later. Matter of fact, I was actually seeing my baby at the time. I was getting her on a regular up until this situation.
And how did he feel about that? So he
He
knows
didn't know.
that's
He
a
didn't.
possibility
He
that
didn't
she.
know.
Nah, he didn't know. I had
So
just
do
found
he
out
know that there's a possibility that the baby's
now.
not his?
Yeah, now. I mean, this years later. Now he knows. I mean, everything is out on the table. At the time, I was only able to see after finding out. I was only able to see her for about 6 months. Then this situation happens, and she's been in the system since.
So that when
And
you were seeing her, that wasn't court ordered. That was just an agreement that you had with the mom.
Yeah, no, we cool. She loves me. I love her. Not in that sense. Like we just cool.
No,
how,
I
how,
I
how
understand.
long have your baby been in the system?
2 years.
Oh my God.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay. we'll get there too, because it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Right.
I mean, I be at work and people be playing on me, and they just don't know what you know. This be
So this is my second question. So if y'all was married, right, and y'all got a divorce, ain't you entitled to your parenting time with for your girls?
Was it uncontested?
Now
um
I guess this goes into
What she was
what
talking
she was
about?
talking about.
Sending the
oh
paperwork to the wrong address and all that. So get us there. So y'all in Toledo, he know you by now, right?
yes.
You know me
Okay.
by now, so after I told you guys that he allowed me to open his mail, she has sent the paperwork to his mom address, knowing he was with his dad, saying that he never been in his kid's life and she's doing it all by herself, and she want to move out of state to Florida, you know, and the judge denied it because she filed the wrong motion. And after that, she was cool, but she didn't know that me and him was close, and he was being vulnerable because, like he said, he was in a depressed state. And it was until she found out about me, a lot of stuff, more stuff
I
on top of
wasn't
what,
dealing with anybody. I was just
yeah,
taking time out for me.
yeah.
You know.
And this is in Michigan courts, right?
This is in Michigan
Yes.
courts. So me and her never talked, but it was one evening he went to drop off some diapers and some money, and she just wanted him to come without me, but it was my vehicle. So he was like, just meet me at the gas station.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, she
so
picked me up from work.
I picked him up from work, dropped him
Well,
off at
how
the.
dare she ask for you to come without her?
I know, right? Man,
who
that
does
was
she think she
wild.
is? Like,
What's the distance between Toledo and Detroit?
Well, now at this
We
time
was in Detroit.
I was in Detroit. Well,
okay.
Oh, okay, okay,
so this
okay.
time we're in Michigan. I haven't moved out here. So I
Gotcha.
take him, drop him off at the gas station, and he was like, go to the other block, and I'll be over there. I'll walk over there. I was like, okay. So I drive around, I park, I'm on my phone, and he's walking, and then he was like, that's what's the name? His ex-wife. Where's she going? I'm like, oh well, whatever. So I'm just on my phone, not paying no attention. And then next thing you know it, I hear you. Beep. He was like, beep, saying her name. I'm looking like, what the hell going on? So my car is getting hit with a crowbar, and she trying to break my window out, and then she succeeded breaking my back window out, and I'm looking like, really? So he run
All while you in the car.
all while I'm in my car.
Mind her
Her
own
car
business.
is parked in the street with their babies in the back sleep.
Sleep.
So he running like, "What you doing?" And she just screaming and screaming. So I'm on the phone with 911, like, this chick is up here trying to hit me with a crowbar. I had knee surgery, so she been on my page spine, so she know I couldn't do anything. So she goes speed off or whatever. I file a report. She got a warrant out for her arrest or whatever. And then from there, she just started provoking him. You know,
Pause. Pause.
That's wow. That's wild.
So this the same lady that we talking about that
She said she was
had
ruining the marriage.
had two babies, was cheating, had the two babies around another man,
mm-hmm.
and
She's not pregnant by no dude.
filed for divorce.
She was still married while doing that.
No, I know, but she filed for divorce.
Yeah.
This time they were still married. Me and him was just like, we wasn't together.
Oh, I get it, but she filed for divorce. So you
Not
don't want
yet.
to be married anymore because you filed for divorce.
She didn't file yet. I'm gonna get to that part.
Oh, okay, so you're saying when she sent the paperwork, it was strictly just to strip him of his parental rights?
Yep.
Even as his husband, legally, even as her husband, how should you do that?
Yep.
How can you do that?
Yep.
She filed the wrong paperwork. That's what she said.
Got it. Okay, so
she filed the wrong paperwork. So he's private, but he was vulnerable. He was, man, I didn't believe it. As a woman, we'd be like, nah, some of these men just be out here doing this. My mindset was kind of, I was like, and I was paying attention. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? It was just stupid. She texted him just to provoke him, You're not going to see your kids. My kids can't be around her. That child support looked good. I'm looking like, wow. But then she switch it up, sending him pictures. I'm like, okay. He's open about this.
pictures of what?
The
Her.
kids. Her.
That too. Yeah,
Oh.
lingerie. Yeah.
Oh, we been there with that too. So yeah, so that's why I asked. I wanted to be
Yeah.
clear. She was sending pictures of herself.
So,
And
Yeah.
and like he was saying, the court system in Michigan is really for the mothers. Wayne County, especially. And at that time, they were still assigned to the Wayne County courts. So I'm just watching, and she's just harassing. She's with another dude though, but she's keeping his daughters and provoking him. They're threatening to call the police while he's at work. And I'm looking like, okay, they're building their own hell. Let them do what they do. So he's just trying to work just to be there for his kids. She's going down there. She filed child support by stating that he never been in the daughter's life. And by her doing that in Michigan, they go for back arrages, put him totally in debt because the courts believed it. And she was sending the mail to the wrong place.
How far do they go back?
When she said that he hadn't been in the kid's life, so about 2 years at that time.
Okay.
Yeah,
So for 2 years for 2 kids, arrears for 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Based on what he was making at that time, so it was ripping him a new hole. And then since the first baby mother put the PPO out on it, and that one was successful because in Michigan you can go file a PPO ex parte. She didn't. Did she get it served to you?
I don't even remember.
But
he couldn't fight it because he couldn't get her served. But wouldn't
he couldn't get her served. But he was texting her, "Hey, you're gonna come to court for the PPO? What you talking about? I need you to come to court so we can work it out." All in Messenger, because I end up, trying to help him through the process and what they was doing. And by me doing that and him allowing me in, I'm able to breathe and put excuse my language, things together. She's ignoring that. So she's trying to co-parent with him. They was co-parent, they was cool. Only time they end up really getting into it is when his ex-wife would interfere and make it seem like it was all him. But she didn't really know it was her too, but it was also the first.
So you were in a picture when he was out, the PPO was on him already.
No, me and him was talking online. Like we were just cool. We were just.
It was all done deal by this time.
It was a done deal. Everything. I'm just watching now. It's like
even when you came in the picture when you was happy, y'all still wasn't dealing for real. Y'all just cool.
No, we was on Facebook.
We were just on Facebook.
I wasn't. And she knows nothing about this anyway. She just see you as a new woman.
She just thinking that she's the only one that knows what she's doing to him. So as time goes on or whatever, this was 2017. She's filing motions against him saying, oh, he's not stepping up to his what's the name. So he's trying to get to these court dates like I am, but by her being able to go and file for motions for free, because again, if you get assistance, you can file for free. And the judge is like,
I had no money.
The judge is like, I don't see nothing on his behalf. So the judge was like going for her. She's like, yeah, he don't do nothing. But then she like, okay, I need you to get your girls. She didn't know that I was helping him with his girls too, between 2 and 4. So this was 2017. Then she found out about me. I don't want them around them, but then they was around us. So when he go to work, I help him with the girls and vice versa. We became close. She's still doing bullshit. 2018 come. She go file for a divorce. In August, like, well, if you don't get a divorce, give me this divorce, I'm gonna have a baby on you and it's gonna be your baby. It's like, don't do that, whatever. So she go file for the divorce.
Who threats somebody like that? That's crazy.
Now,
why did you think he wasn't gonna give her a divorce anyway? Like, what?
She wanted him to pay for it, but he was like, hey, well, you'll get it for free, just go file. So she ended up doing that. But before that, while I had their older daughters, when you read the court papers, anyone 5 and older may get interviewed in the court. She was coaching their older daughter to say, Daddy beat on mommy. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had we had a situation. Now, even though I wasn't in the house, I would come over and still watch the girls for a shift or whatever. One of the days that I was over here, by this time, me and her haven't met yet, but she know that I'm talking to other people. Like, because she's dealing with other people. We haven't been in the same house for a while. She didn't move, got a whole house and everything. She was working at Chrysler, so she was getting paid a nice dollar. I didn't want to jeopardize her situation. So, of course, when she's at work, I'm going to come over and get my girls. I don't want anybody else, none of that situation. She was trying to play cake with me, and I'm like, there's no need for that. Why are we doing all that? She didn't like when she was coming on to me. I had reiterated to her that she just came in the house at 5 o'clock. You get off at 12. Obviously you with somebody. I'm not gonna be dealing with my technically wife, and you got dudes that you still dealing with. Chill out. That's how that happened. We get into it because she on the phone with her friend. I take the phone and I tell her what happened. As she in my face, I'm walking out the door. She grabs me as she goes right out the door and falls to the ground and started flailing, like just she's holding me, but it looks like I don't know what it looked like because I wasn't bent over. You know what I'm saying? Like she holding my jacket, whatever she's doing. But somebody still called the cops. And after that, of course, to my she 3? I think my oldest daughter was 3, maybe at the time. No, she was 4. She was going on 4, so she was about 3. The way it looked like I hit her or something like that. And she tried to play that off for a second. But I'm actually the only dude that she dealt with that hasn't hit her. I don't hit women. So yeah.
So basically, she coached your daughter to say that you hit her that particular time.
And that nothing hurt worse than my daughter coming to me, looking me dead in the face, and ask her and my son. My daughter asked me, "Did I hit mommy?" And my son, when he ran away, they had him feeling like I didn't love him. When he ran away, it was just me and him at this point. He just asked me, he was like,
You said they, meaning his mom and her?
I'm sorry?
When you said they, you talk about your first baby mama and your ex-wife. They had him feeling that way.
Well, no. My son's mother, his family, whoever he was around, they made him feel like they love him. This is before they started ganging up on me, actually. They were still at odds. They didn't gang up on me until I was with Letha. And then they, became the super.
So the first baby mama don't like you either, Letha, even though this is way after her? Make it make sense.
It was I guess she said it was a miscommunication with us because one day we was cool. Like I said hi, met her, whatever.
Football games. We go to
football games. Picked up Dre, picked him up or whatever. But it was a time we was washing clothes and I got a text message from her, and it was like she was knocking him down. I'm like, that's wrong. Why would you do that? She was like, it wasn't meant for you. Talking about baby daddies. And I think that's when she stopped liking me there. But me and her never had a conversation really either. But it seemed like everybody was just doing him dirty. So I really never had a conversation with her until probably oh my God. When was the football games? About a year or so later, maybe? Something. But yeah, she really wasn't a big problem. She was just hurt. Like the hurt of breaking up with him. That was the first baby mama. The ex-wife, she's the devil.
There's a lot of
control, huh?
I would keep y'all here if I told y'all everything. But
she's the devil because so where did I leave off? So she was coaching their daughter to say, "Daddy hit mommy." I informed him. We went to a drop off at the police station, and he asked her, like, "Why would you do that?" She was like, "I never told nobody that." She also admitted this in text message. And then she tried to hit him with the truck after she sped off. But before that, the guy she was
at the police station.
Yeah. Man, it was wild.
It was wild because her partner, he was looking at me like, "What the hell going on?" He had no clue, so she couldn't have told him anything, what was going on. So she's like, try to run over him, back him up, run over him, and she sped off.
Y'all never had words with him, the dude she was dealing with. He never tried to intervene or have a conversation, like nothing. He's just sitting there.
He kept me away from him, and he wasn't man enough to actually have a conversation with me, even though I tried. I'm not a threatening person unless I'm threatened. I'm more than cordial,
It was,
but he wasn't. I guess he wasn't built like that. So,
and this ain't the dude from the past. It's a whole new dude.
Oh, different. She didn't. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Chrysler Hose, but she made the cut. I promise you. No, I'm dead. All right. So one of the picnics, I go to the picnics. My dad, he been there for what? My son be 17, 16, 17 years at this point. Nope, 16 years. I go to they know me, I could have had a job there. I just didn't want to get in that rat race. Y'all know how y'all done heard stories. Y'all got it there too. But she worked there for you. I was helping her. I helped her.
Well, it's Ford from where we from. It ain't
her.
It's Ford plant.
We got the Ford plant in Rain too. They be wild, but she made the lick because like I said, she thick. She still thick. She getting thicker as she getting these babies, so she better watch it. But I'm just saying, like she enjoyed herself. That's what I'm saying. Like the supervisors, and they didn't know because she wouldn't give me my name back at this picnic. They thought that that was my dad's daughter, so they would never disrespect. When my dad said something about her to me, they was like, "Wait, what?" Because she wouldn't get my name back. Um, they was like, "I didn't know that
Wow.
wasn't your daughter." So
She
you
wanted to
know,
keep the name because the kids got the name.
she that, and that's exactly what
That's
it was.
what it
She's like,
is.
"I ain't want
He
me to."
asked why. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, but yeah, that's what it was. But then the stories came out, So that was that.
So she tried to run you over at the police station.
I don't even remember why though,
The,
honestly.
because you asked her why she was telling your daughter that, and she was denied. She was pissed.
That
And then we went in the police station. Like, did y'all catch down tape? One of the guys that was up there trying to do exchange for his kids, he was like, "Dog, are you okay?" He was like, "Oh, he wouldn't go and tell the police, hey, I witnesses, because he has some things going on." But as soon
So
as she
where
did
are we
that,
today with this lady? Because
oh, that's the it doesn't stop there. It's more.
I'm
so
So
sure.
Let us see it. Come on.
so before this situation, she was pregnant by the dude that she was dealing with from the airport all those years ago. You know,
Mm.
um, it was she lost the baby, but she was pregnant. Damn, I forgot what I was about to say that. It's so much going. It was just so much going on. I'm in a better space today. I was going through a lot, and um,
Let me ask you this. So how long did you ever go without seeing your daughters
oh,
or
when
your son?
I didn't. I put it like if it wasn't for COVID, I probably really wouldn't be able to get them. I didn't see my son until he ran away. You know,
And how many years was that? Or months?
2 years, or no, about almost 2 years before I was able to see my son. I had no money to even do anything. You had to file a motion. It cost $100 for a motion. Um, I had just got kicked out of my house. New child support. Not only was I paying for one, I just learned how to pay for three. So on the little wages, insurance, how you get a vehicle. I'm starting from ground one. I just started learning how to do contracting. I didn't know that it was so much money with the stuff that I was doing at the time. Um, that's been my best ally this whole time. If I wasn't able to do the stuff that I am able to do and pay those fees, that's why I need a lawyer now. I'm trying to find funds to get a lawyer for I don't want to say my third daughter because she's in a good home. The people are great, but that's not where she's supposed to be at.
At all.
At
She
all.
has a father
But
that
you gotta have the money.
will want her, right?
Oh, for sure. Me and her mom already went over this. She's cool because she know if she's with me, me and her's on great terms. So it's nothing for me to drop her off, pick her up, however that work. We work 110 with her.
Did
Um,
her mom lose her rights?
yes,
Mm.
that's why
Damn.
that's why it's been 2 years. That's why.
So are they seeking to try to get her adopted?
She's been adopted. Will she's in what is it?
Is she in foster care or
She's
is
in
it
foster care. She's in foster care, and is the second is appeal. They can't do anything until it's appealed. So in this appeal process, I'm trying to get the funds for a lawyer so I can intervene with my situation to add on with this. She did not tell them because she was embarrassed. We got into it, but we got past it because she didn't tell anyone that I was a father.
right?
Because
She had the other guy thinking he was.
right, but if she would have
Right.
said something about that way earlier in the court case, I could have came in, did my DNA, and swept that off the way. So I'm dealing with that, and like I said, I'm gonna get the dollar, and from there, I'm gonna just I've been blessed. Um,
You can't get any court waivers?
no, what?
No court
No,
fees?
not for men, not for
if you
men.
make over a certain amount, no.
And I'm lucky. This guy, I was in there with court dudes. They wives left them, went to a different state, had babies on a whole nother dude, and they were still paying bills because they were subpoenaing them because they was legally married. Honestly, I went through a lot of personal drama, but financially, I have caught kind of cool. To
I'm gonna
date,
say this. I'm gonna stop you for a second. I'm gonna say
yeah,
this, and for the people that's watching, unfortunately, in his situation, he didn't know about this daughter, so he couldn't prove paternity. He
yeah,
couldn't be there
no,
for his daughter legally. But
yes,
for the ones that can, this is the situations that we be talking about that y'all never calculate. If something happened, now you gotta fight just to be in your kid's life because you have no legal rights to your own daughter. So this is a very valuable lesson to all the fathers that's out there that's that think that's because even if you sign the birth certificate, that don't mean that you
Legitimate.
legitimize. So
Yeah.
you got to get the paternity test and you got to get that paperwork in order before anything. So don't be end up in this situation. Unfortunately, his situation was a lot different than the other guys that we come across because you didn't know. You found out at a later time, but yeah, you
But it's
continue.
very much similar as well because the
Yeah,
reality is people just don't do their due diligence. For the kids that they know that that is their kid, for the kid that they can really walk up the street and go do everything for it, it's just a waste of time to not exercise your rights because the
yeah,
kids are the ones who suffer. And unfortunately, she ended up in a system because of her mother's behavior, and you weren't even given the opportunity to really be there and do it because she said it wasn't your child. So it's like we always say this, and this is just a quick little shot out to everybody that feel this way. But a lot of times we just feel like DNA and paternity test should be mandatory at birth. Like
yeah,
man.
they should make it mandatory because it's so much that comes along with it legally that puts these children at risk. For the unthinkable so many times, and they have to suffer behind it. But hopefully, you said she's in a good place with a good family. Hopefully, there is something that you can do before that's finalized, and there's always ways to work around that as well. If however it works for her, as long as she knows and you're able to establish that relationship with her, then that's always a good thing. So,
yeah.
but as far as your daughters,
Oh,
like you were married to that mom, so legally they're
five and a half
yours.
years
And
legally.
I hate to keep revisiting this, but it's just a thing because so many guys we've spoken to will have these issues where they had doubts, or even if they didn't, that baby is that baby to them, and they'll stand 10 toes down. But the viewers always just want to know, because to be in a mental space that you was going through everything that you was going through, it's almost like a double edged a double edged
Sword.
sword,
Yeah,
because they're your babies. You raised them. You there. You trying to fight for them. But I mean, do you have doubts? Even if you would never go find out, did you want to know? What do you think? Like, it's your baby. You're gonna raise her. You're gonna claim her. But do you think that it's a chance that this baby is not your baby, the second daughter?
Um, she so at the time when like I said, they was before she was dealing with dude for a whole year prior. Then when I went to jail, my baby was born. I find out, oh, you pregnant. We go through all that process. Um, when she born, I told you about the whole Valentine thing. March, March, they're taking pictures on line and stuff together. He's as if he's the dad and everything.
So he's on pictures with your babies online. She did all of this too. Why y'all
Yeah,
still married?
yes,
wow,
yeah.
Okay, but continue.
I didn't know. I
wow.
didn't honestly. I didn't know until a while later. Because I don't look. I don't even. I don't want to go down that because short term actions I've paid. And I don't. Paying is hard. And trying to take care of your kids while paying for your own personal actions, it gets harder. So I've learned to persevere way more than I ever thought I could. She's done a lot, and that's the reason she's mad. She couldn't break
Has
me.
she ever told you that the baby wasn't yours?
She's told me that every man after me has been great, and they're still getting greater. So Hopefully, she end up with a Trump type motherfucker. That's everything is great, but um,
So
she's
so
hinted
tell
to.
me this. So how did the two your son's mother and your ex-wife, how did they get cool? How did they?
So there was one court case that hell we didn't even know he was supposed to show up for. What
The
was it?
paternal the paternal rights. She wants you to elaborate on the paternal rights.
Yeah.
She came down there and was like, oh yeah, he's this and that, and that couldn't be
Mhm.
proven. So they threw it out. Of course, I'm here and I could have went. I'm a very skilled tech. I work on houses. I'm pretty sure y'all know people like that. I can go anywhere, disaster relief, all that. Um, I couldn't go anywhere and leave them behind. No matter what they do, they're not gonna get rid of me. I'm worse than a roach. Um, the only reason I'm cool and I got my son is because he ran away. After that situation, his mama took him and me very seriously. Because I said if there's any situation compromising, you will see me no matter what. I figured that out later. But she cool. Me and her cool. She even gave my son some toys not too long ago. Um,
But how can you be cool with somebody that's like that?
it's
That
years ago now.
put a
This,
false PPO on you, and I
Kept
mean,
your
well, I don't
son,
even.
kept
I
your
don't
son
even say
away.
false. I just like,
I
what's
believe
the compromise? Because
Yeah.
your kids have the ones that paid the ultimate price, not
that
you.
that's the
Like,
compromise. That's what you just said. That's the compromise. That's the reason I can do what I'm doing. Um, Now, even though she has done what she's done, my son has other siblings that he's going to be accountable for. He's the oldest, and he has to be great to be able to provide and support his other siblings.
where are they
Um,
dads?
One is in the air, but she's married with the other ones, so he's active. Um,
Right. So when you say accountable, I mean he wants to be a good big brother for them. It ain't the best situation for them. But if he's 17, I hope that this is not what is it, being instilled in him as a 17-year old. Like, these are,
Yeah.
you got to be accountable for your brothers and sisters
no,
because
no, no. I mean, I just want him to be better. That way, if anything does happen, he would be able to handle it. It might seem a little bit more pressure, but nobody gives us anything out here. I go out here every day, and it's one of the hardest things to do is deal with people when they look down at you. For being black on that one, just to jump off and to go into all the other stuff. I don't want him to where other people will make him feel any less than what he is.
so I
And
guess you just saying that's motivation, so to speak, that he may have to step up
yeah,
and be the one that they can rely on for
he's the
things, and
oh,
I get that, but it already just seems like he's already had enough of a traumatic childhood on
Yeah.
his own, and it's kind of just unfair that he can't even pursue his own dreams or whatever that may be, that he's already being conditioned to believe that he has to be something to them that is not his responsibility. So I get your end. I'm just trying, like, for the
I
most
get what
part,
you're saying.
we do this for the kids, and we never stop thinking about them. We never forget about them, even once they reach adult age, right? We're going back in time talking about how you couldn't see him for a year and how he's had to run away and all these things. So that must have been terrible for
That's a
him to be
lot.
in that place. And so now, once he can reach a level where he may have a little bit of freedom, he has to bear the weight of thinking that he has to take care of somebody else's kids.
Oh no.
Or even be having to be around a person that put him through all these things.
Like it's still boundaries that need to be set. And as much as we want to promote and push, compromise and being kind and loving, and at some point when you're dealing with parental alienation, it's just no room for that. And so we're not judging you because you are who you are, and you made some choices, and I don't know if you would do it different if you go back in time and do it all over again. But if you just think about the sum of all this, your lady just said that it's still going on. And so what we always say to people is you can't compromise with crazy. There is no compromise. Like, as much as you think you can be vulnerable or you could be in this space, you thinking logical, but you're not dealing with a people that are on that same
Yeah.
headspace. Even though you want peace and you're trying to reach and you're trying to be better and do better, sometimes you just got to set the boundary to draw the line, to kill it, to cut it, because
I'm just piggybacking off you.
The kids is who suffering behind this stuff.
The biggest issue in this whole situation, was you. You was still around. You still did everything. Which I'm not saying you did anything wrong, because you was doing it for your kids, so that's why you was doing it. But sometimes you got to set a boundary for yourself, and if you don't, then it create more problems when that boundary is not set. So this is why a lot of stuff continue on
and escalate
and escalate.
And get worse, because
I don't know if you ever heard of the term called parallel parenting. Have you ever heard of that?
No, sir.
So it's pretty much, man, you cut off all contact from the other parent. You only contacted them through parenting apps or something like that. That way you eliminate all that conflict that's going on.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Even though I get what y'all saying. Now, a lot of people be wondering, like, when we like the father have to fight. These mothers, y'all know, come after these fathers, right? So, for example,
of course, we did it. We lived it.
Yeah, his ex-wife. So with the divorce, as soon as she filed for the divorce, and soon after she filed for the divorce, and he allowed her to stay in Dayton, Ohio, she went and filed a PPO while provoking him on the phone, saying, "Oh, get that DNA test," or "You remember you pushed up and was hitting on me?"
I did
all that. So he had to drive. We had to drive 8 hours to Dayton, Ohio, just for him to protect himself, because they would have passed that PPO. She wasn't expecting it at all.
Why was it? Oh, you said because it got sent to the wrong place. Right?
No, that was with his first baby mama. This is the ex-wife now. As soon as
because she had a playbook. She seen everything that I went through with my son's mother,
and so she went to copy and repeat, but it didn't work. She didn't think that he had a support system.
Okay, so let me ask you this. And your baby in the screen.
I'm sorry, you came downstairs.
Trust and believe. We know about them COVID babies, about them 4-year-olds. We got one.
I got caught at 40.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So no, I guess what I'm trying to figure out, because being that we do this, right? This is our lives. We've been through it. We've seen it from every angle you could imagine. And the only difference was it wasn't multiple women. But again, this person that we dealing with is multiple people in their head. So to me, I feel like I was dealing with all type of different people, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're dealing with having a support system, like, this is really a question for you, Aletha, because I was there. And I started out being compromising in a gate. Because just as a woman, you want to be sympathetic. You want to be understanding. You just want peace. And you like, okay, I don't know what this man did to you. I don't know what y'all had. I really don't care. But life goes on. And so it's not yesterday. It's going to be tomorrow. And you still doing the same stuff. And these kids in the middle. And so I'm trying to figure out, what can we do to move forward so that everybody is on one accord? Hey, we can get there. But the reality is, when somebody wants to still be in control and want to control your person and your situation and it's no compromise. And so
it'll never work.
We tried it, right? So I understand y'all trying it, but for how long? Like, and this is no shade to him or you, because we done heard some ugly stories, and we done heard way worse. We done heard men still taking care of women who was alienating their kids, buying them new cars, houses, all that. Like, it happens. So it's not that we're saying that we don't understand, because we were in a position before as well where we was like, okay, let's just try to figure out what can we do to make this work, to make it better. And this person ain't right too tight. So you're like, okay, I'm the one that's logical. I'm the one with the sense. We're going to go in here and we're going to do it like this. But I mean, at the time and after time, like, how many times do you got to get locked up? How many times do your kids got to get put in the middle? How many times do all this craziness got to happen for not only him, but you? To be like, look, we're not doing this. Because at some point, it's affecting your life too. And I get it. I'm not even asking you to answer that, because I know how difficult it is, because I've been there. I know that you're dealing with a man that's thinking about his kids. So you thinking about, I don't want to interfere and get in the way of that. But at some point, a line got to be drawn. And if you're sitting there just trying to figure out how to do it the nice way, but you dealing with somebody that's evil. How does that work? Because y'all still going through the same stuff today.
Once them
Oh, that
videos
was
off, they
that
off.
was 2017 and 18 after she filed the PPO. It's when she was getting brought to the light. So she got the divorce, filed the PPO. When they threw out the PPO and was like, you ain't got no proof. You admitted he never hit you, so you was lying. She went, tried to get parenting time change. That didn't work. Guess who needed to compromise now? It was her, because if he had went and filed a complaint, he probably would have ended up getting custody, because the judge now, because she went back to Michigan by this time, was in Macomb County. Macomb County, Michigan don't play. That judge said, I'm going to look after your daughters until they're 19 and see what's going on. She was on that funny business. So she knew after that, no.
So why didn't he push for custody?
Because by this time, after the divorce, it was already divorced. They had 50-50 joint custody, but he contested because she wanted sole custody, she wanted alimony, she wanted child support, and she didn't want him to have no parenting time at all. But he contested.
That's insane. How can you even ask the courts for that?
Because got it in paper. We got it on paper. Everything in writing.
She will always say he's the one filing cases. It was all her. I got everything lined up. I got boxes of everything. So from 2020 up until last year, everything was cool. We've been having the girls long vacation, everything. We've been following it until something changed. And then she threatened him last May because she wanted to come and pick the girls up early. But he was like, I'm going to be in the city. I'm in the city. No, she was coming to Ohio. And then she came by, or he didn't drop them off. She got pissed and said, don't ever ask to see the girls again. He like, we got an agreement still in court. And she was like, we ain't got no court papers. So she thought their original judgment of divorce was just obsolete.
How? It's going to last until the kids become adults.
But she thought he got up and forgot about it and threw it away until, he sent her a copy, and then he went and filed. And then that pissed her off because he filed.
What did he file?
He filed to update the parenting time. So she didn't even want that.
He's trying to get him on the contempt? He trying to get on the contempt?
Yes, because and he had it in what's name? She had the nerve to even send the police out while we had the girls for well check because she was mad he didn't take them to school. So he's been fighting. The girls know they older and all that, so she's being pissed right now. She's being very petty.
What do you mean take them to school?
Because she wanted them, because he didn't agree that she can get them early. She would refuse to let him drop them off. Mind you, we've been to their house. We had son. We had her son for Halloween from another father. Me, I have not.
Wait, pause. What?
Yes.
Wait. What?
Yes.
So she had another baby with another man?
She had another baby with the guy she cheated on him with, the second guy that I know.
And how y'all end up with this baby? I want to hear it.
When I say this man is outstanding, he be trying to compromise. Like these women, they pay him to be
with a demon. It's no such thing.
I get that. It's no such thing.
It's about the kids. But baby, I'm trying to tell y'all, these kids is going to grow up one day, and when they grow up,
and that's what they said. They
all this stuff that they remember, I guarantee you they not gonna think about how outstanding daddy was, because guess what?
It's too much
y'all creating y'all own drama.
It's too much trauma. It's too much.
The girls don't know.
So because they wanted their little brother to come. That's what it was.
Yes, it was.
Let me just say this. I got to say this. These kids that we got that was alienated from us, that's upstairs in their room right now, because we fought for 5 years and got custody and had to go up against their mom and still got to go up against her today. And she got a man that was helping her do all the wrong things to them kids. She has a baby. We will never have him in our possession. How would that ever work? First of all, this is somebody who has locked you up, has lied on you, has did all these things. So you confident enough to have her kid that's with another man in your possession, so they can say you did all type of stuff for them or whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
All because your daughters want they can be with their brother when they with their mother.
It's creating a
That
false
was
narrative.
it
That's
was.
exactly what it's doing. It's not reality.
And we get it, right? We get you. But it's just certain stuff you just can't do. Like you putting yourself in positions to be in the position that you in. Because this is a person that's unhinged. If she's done all the things you said she's done.
The gloves is off. See, once the gloves is off, man,
That's what's had to that's what's had to happen.
you
It
can't
had to happen because
you can't go back to
I
that.
can't even believe she gave him over. Like I know that was a good day for her. Like what the how I'm finna re-rock their whole life now.
No,
Like
she did that because she know what type of guy he is, and women gonna play off of that, and
and
not even
they
women.
do.
but she
A
won't
man,
even let him have his own kids.
yeah,
Say
exactly.
he wanna have them, but you gonna give him your kid with somebody else. Man, come on.
And once
It was
she's a mass manipulator, so she's gonna try to manipulate the situation to however fit her needs. If that's
facts.
the other guy, that's you, whatever. But uh that's a tough one there. Like you, how dare you even
And trust
ask
me,
me?
people be getting mad at us like boiling hot. Like when we have these type of conversations with other people that want to include the kids, and it's for the kids, and it's for the kids. They ain't met the Satan we know. But from what I hear you saying on here today, I think you have. And so that's why we surprised. Like, wait,
To be
what?
honest, my
Because
girl,
all it takes is one time to say that you SA the kid, and then it's over with.
Your fight for your daughters is gone. Like you could forget it. Why even put yourself in that position?
I I tried. I thought we had a good thing going. We was good for a second after the intro. With the intro with me, my girl and my ex-wife. After that had died and everything, and she knew what it was. Everything was cool for a second. She got another dude. You know, it was
Y'all
cool.
need to go watch Betty Broderick.
Ooh, what is
That
that?
movie.
Yes, y'all definitely
I
gotta
mean,
see that.
it just, and I always tell people this, but I was gonna wait to the end, and we almost there. But y'all need to go watch the Betty Broderick movie because it just kind of put me in a space to know that this is what compromising gets you. This is what being in
Yeah,
this headspace that it can't go too far because we cool. How when do you
I
ever
didn't
get
know what else to
cool?
do. I didn't.
The-
I had everyone telling. A lot of people wanted me to leave because they didn't want nothing to happen to her. The headspace that I was in, they like a lot of people was worried. So, and I couldn't not raise my kids. I couldn't be a paycheck dad. I know there's a lot of men out here. They be cool going on and just giving money and letting that situation be what it is. I just
He had to fight for his kids. He loved
Nah,
them.
you had a court order, so that part is
that don't
understood.
mean
That
anything.
don't mean
That
nothing
don't.
because it takes so long down here just for them to get to the case, and then you take it to the police. Like, hey, can you go and help me get the kids? They be like, go file it in the court. So by the time you file it in the court, you be like, damn. But now it's got it to
So
where you
so
can
you
go.
telling me he had the baby, her baby, y'all had him.
This
With
was when things
with
was cool because she couldn't.
wait, this was before he had a court order.
No, this was after he got the
That's
court
the
order.
point that I'm making.
After we had the court order or whatever, I think she was just trying to piss me off. But it takes a lot. I've been out there.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Listen,
Y'all have a court order in place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no need to compromise. That court order is
your lifeline.
Oh
that's
no,
everything.
it was cool. They were cool. Like, okay,
So you gonna keep saying cool.
let me stop saying cool. Let me
Listen
say
to
it
what
like
he
this.
said.
It's a point to where co-parenting, even though the mother or the father could be a dick at times, you don't want your kids seeing some bull crap. I grew up with that.
They don't have to. Not with a court order.
And not with parallel
No,
parenting. They don't have to ever see none of that again.
Who said they gotta see y'all cool? Cause guess what? Guess what they been seeing their mama do? Like they didn't wake up
and
seeing her bust your windows out and all that. But
and
what if
that's
they had?
on they probably she doing
Actually,
whatever she
they
doing.
didn't know a lot of this stuff.
Which
They
is
older
good for
now.
them. It's great
That's
for them.
good.
But guess what? Whatever is happening on her end that she's feeding them and putting in them, that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Y'all
Yeah,
do not have to
we don't
fix
care.
that
Yeah,
part.
we don't care about that.
They
We do not care about that at all.
they
But we're
probably
not gonna, like, oh, just push back the kids. If the kids want to be a part of it, why not?
Be a part of what?
The family outings or something, togetherness like that. We see that
because I go out
Okay.
like
this is what I'm trying to say. That's
Okay.
what you're doing when you do that. You paint a false narrative because it's not reality. It's not
So
reality.
anytime she could turn it off. Anytime she
Oh
could
yeah,
not
we see
record
that,
it.
and we
that's
Even
see
what
at
we
the
that
bring
now,
up.
and
laundromat.
that's where we at
this is
now.
what I mean. This is what I mean when I'm saying it's painting a false reality, because it's a fact that they parents is not together no more. So
Mhm.
whatever happened in this household happens in this household. Whatever happened in her household happened. Like, so when you try to combine the two, when it's not a healthy co-parenting situation, only thing you're doing is curating more chaos.
Yeah,
You giving her the opportunity to do the things that she has been doing this whole time.
And then you
Because
said you
she's
want to piss me off.
because,
If you know if somebody want to piss you off, you know they can't. Why would you be a party to that action? Why would you even deal with it?
it was a
this,
learning
It was a
experience.
learning experience, and by this time, this was 3 years in. Everything was cool and smooth.
Everything's dead now.
I don't know.
Unfortunately.
I don't know if the words "cool" and "smooth" mean by somebody
Meaning
that
it
have
was,
locked
it
him up
was,
and did all the things they did. I don't
meaning
know what
it
that means.
was the drama
Had died.
had
Everything
died.
had died.
We wasn't. He
And
was.
it was rosing from the dead, like Jesus on Easter Sunday.
this is the point that we're trying to get y'all to understand.
It never died.
I don't think the drama has
Hold
died.
on.
I just believe that she was getting what she wanted.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what it
He was
was.
getting the child support.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming and getting the kids when he feel like it. Y'all was getting her son.
Oh,
So
that was only a one time thing.
okay, but what I'm saying is, what happened? What made it stop when he denied her something, right?
Like when
When
did it go crazy again?
that May last year, right?
When and what happened?
What was
That
the
was
reason?
that was
Because he didn't want to do something she wanted him to
yeah,
do, right?
yeah. She didn't pick him up. It was she wanted to pick him up on a Saturday, and the turn in time was Sunday at 6.
I don't even remember.
It was last
But
May.
but it was something. It was something that he denied her from doing. So that she's not control again. So it's going to be chaos again.
And
And
that's
that's
what
the
it's
whole
That's
point
what
of
it is.
when you
Oh,
parallel parenting, you going strictly off of the order. It's you not we not deterred from this. If they say I got to be here at this time, that's what I got to be in at. We
I,
not talking. We only talking through parenting app. I don't got
Yep,
to
that
talk to your
was.
kid. I'm only here to pick up my kids and my kids only. That,
And the thing is, I hear you, Alita. Like I get the whole the whole blended family dynamic. We listen, been there, done that. But when you dealing, you can't come on here and say somebody is the devil. So you gonna play? You gonna go to the devil's playground? Cause I'm not.
because
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so you gonna kick it with the devil? You gonna chop it up?
The
No.
reason and another reason why we giving y'all this energy because we know the severity of the situation. See, y'all just thinking from a parent perspective, but we y'all got to understand we didn't lived it and we didn't talk to many men in this situation, and some men ain't even here no more because they tried to be nice, like y'all what y'all doing right now.
and I've told
And
her
I'm
that.
just gonna be all the way honest. And you never think it's gonna happen until it happens.
Mhm.
And
You know,
y'all deserve better. Y'all deserve better. Them kids deserve better. Like it's again. You know he gonna be the calm one. It's like good cop, bad cop, because it's real. Like
it's
I know
real.
your position, Alita. I know your position,
He just
right?
need that peace. He need that peace of mind because
Was
the stuff that they do excuse me, it's crazy. It is really crazy, and it's messed up that the court actually believe a lot of these women.
All we
So,
saying to y'all is stop being a party to it.
oh
and
yeah,
Cause you can't control nobody else, right?
yeah, right.
If they gonna crash out and be crazy and do all that, they gonna do that anyway. But
Mhm.
it's not your responsibility to think that you helping the kids by trying to be friends with these people. You don't have to do that. You
no, you
don't.
Oh
don't.
yeah.
What happened to get to your question with that was what I remembered. I asked um to be able to file my girls because I haven't filed my girls since the divorce. So I asked to file to square off my debt because I claimed my son. His mom years ago wasn't legally able to file taxes with my son. Um, I was unaware that you can't file taxes and pay child support. I take care of my son. I have him. I didn't know. I was young, but so I owe a lot of money. And I was trying to, if she allowed me to claim, I can knock the debt off. The money comes back to her. Some of the money comes back to her anyway. So I'm like, I'm not getting anything either way. That was that. She denied me on that, and it's been an issue ever since then.
Even though it was agreed upon in the divorce,
yeah, it was in a
refused
divorce
to release the paperwork that he can get the information to claim it.
Mm-hmm. And this is what we're talking about. That right there. See, with that piece of paper, y'all saying that the courts believe everything, but not with that piece of paper.
No.
If she don't follow that rule, then you can take her back to court and get her held for contempt. And eventually, if you get so many attempts, you can get fined and you can eventually lose custody.
Facts.
So that's why it's important to go by
The rules.
the rules.
Not our rules.
Because the second you deter from that to the courts, is gonna look like, oh, y'all just
doing y'all own thing. What y'all need us for? When it get crazy again, don't come back here. Because guess what? When y'all doing all that togetherness, that's y'all violating the order too.
Yeah.
Because where in the court
I've
order
learned.
do it say that? Where in the court order do it say? Because if it was sweet like that, y'all wouldn't need a court order. Why y'all have to go to the courts?
Facts.
Y'all can work it out, right? You can get her baby. Y'all can do this. So why y'all here? And this is what we try to tell men all the time. Like, it's a cold world, right? It's messed up. But if you walk in there and you playing all these games, that you already got them stacked up against you before you walk up in there. So why would you make it harder for yourself to conquer this thing? It just
you always follow
create your own chaos at some point.
You always follow that order to a T. Any man,
I've learned. I learned that that's actually the reason we're good now, because I haven't had any, like you said, your wife said, I haven't had any contact for her. I had a conversation after that. She's made her own choice, and I told her, since it's a waste of breath, I've tried every angle. I can tell y'all more angles that I've tried, but now it's only through WhatsApp or whatever the court app is.
Talking parents, family
that's the only contact. I told her I would never have another conversation with her again, and it's only
woo, thank you.
That's all we want to hear.
That's it. And I'm
it was dangerous.
Bring Alisa back. Bring Alisa back for this.
She wanted to use the bathroom,
and then we're gonna let this slide.
But I mean, it had to be like that, and it's sad that it has. And honestly, my girls they didn't know any of this until just now. Like they've seen certain things, but they don't know a lot of the story, and they
only know the version she been telling them.
Until I just did this, I think they've been peeping, but I've been fortunate enough to keep them away from a lot of the broad stuff, and I am happy because now they're entering their teenage. My baby, older daughter would be 12. My other baby, she's 10. So it's like I got past a lot of the stuff. Now they're just gonna be making their own, choices as far as that. Just like with DeAndre, I made it through the thick of it. So. And like you said, a lot of brothers don't get that far. A lot of brothers don't live.
We just glad to see it. Like not what it takes to get there. Because even with us, like it's hard. It's hard, and it's still a fight to this day. It doesn't stop. Even when you get custody, you as long as these kids are still underage and minors, and even at the most 1-2% of dealings. It's crazy. Like whatever that is, whatever your percentage is and how you handle it, it's gonna be chaos forever. That's how you have to condition yourself to think. I know people think it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Not over here. That is no Lucky Charms over there. Like it's none. So we don't even play with it. But like I just hope y'all understand, because if y'all been through it and y'all have gotten to the place that y'all are now, then y'all understand the language we speak.
Oh, yeah.
Right? For sure.
Y'all get it, right? And this is for the viewers, too. It's not just us, right?
It's for me, too. I learned, too.
We don't think it's just y'all. We get it a lot.
And
the next step is trying to get back to Detroit. We're going to get the next court order where I don't have to see her ever again. There's going to be no The only time I see her now is doing transaction. The last transaction we had, she tried to provoke me. She parked right in front of the police station door and was calling me all types of, words or whatever for no reason. I gave her the same smile that I done had all night, this little dumb smile. So I'm cool. I got what I want. You know what I'm saying? And I like, look, it only lasts for a little bit. I told her that. Look, they older now. It's only gonna be for a little while longer.
Exactly.
They see everything.
So it was a question we forgot to ask y'all at the beginning.
Shoot,
Ooh,
shoot.
Charlie.
This
So we're
is
gonna
probably
ask y'all,
this is the only time I've
who's
ever
the
been on camera.
deadbeat?
She is.
Oh yeah, for sure, her. Oh
Mhm.
man.
Oh my God.
And I wish I feel I've a lot of my growth was faulting myself because I did choose wrong, but she honestly gave me a certain type of strength that I didn't know I had, that I needed to be a father through all the drama, to be honest. So I'm well prepared. I don't know. I feel better. I feel stronger,
Good.
So before we land this plane, so what is y'all plans for the future?
To move back to Detroit.
We're purchasing a home within the district for a while. We are starting a few different businesses, and we're trying to escape society. I guess if anybody out here watching, this would be my little 15 minutes of fame. So we need to govern ourselves as Black folks, man. Everybody out here telling us where we need to be, marginalized and all that stuff. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's political, but that's what I feel like. I want to be a self-sustained farm out in the hood somewhere, not around the city.
Like off the grid?
Not totally off the grid, but off the grid, close to it.
Like a homestead type situation.
Yes. Nice little
we rock with that.
But yeah, but I understand you said your main focus right now, because your other kids is a little older and you have orders for them, right? For your
My
girls.
son. No,
your son is older and you have an order for your girls, correct?
Yes.
So, but your main focus right now is getting your youngest daughter out the system, right?
So that I'm working on right now because I only have a few months for that. Honestly, I just been hustling. I cook. I just started an LLC. It's called Hand. I'm sorry, that was not it. Buffalo Soldier. I'm sorry. I just started a new LLC where I'm doing that, trying to get the money for that. Lawyers aren't cheap.
And what y'all said y'all in Toledo, Ohio, right?
Yes, Toledo, Ohio.
Y'all ever heard of Birthright Living? It's a nonprofit for dads. Let me make sure it's in the right place.
Ohio, I believe.
No, that's not. It's not. I'm sorry, that's not it. It's Oklahoma. It's not Ohio. I have to double check. So they don't have no resources there.
I believe it's
fathers
and fatherhood, or I forgot the name of it.
Okay,
but you gotta your own.
So is the mother trying to help you as well fight that battle?
So after the situation where she didn't want to even say to the courts that I existed, she was trying to wait out her own term, and versus getting my DNA submitted so I could have a fighting chance of at least. Because I don't know what it's like. This is my first time going through it, but I figured if she had submitted my DNA or had brought me up in a situation where I could go in there and do that, I could have got that, and she could have been placed with me. Because I guess I'd be biological father. They wouldn't have no choice but to give her to me. I don't know what to do now. I trusted her up until then. She didn't let me know until the day of, and it was like, oh, what up? But from here, I'm not moving with her. I'm cool with her, but I'm not making moves with her. I'm doing it strictly. I have to do it this way. I have to be on my way because I can't trust them. And it's a shame because that's you make a baby that you're responsible for, and you can't compromise. It's really that simple. Then you lie about something that you shame of. Look, we did that, and it is what it is. I'm just gonna get my money. I'm gonna get these lawyers, and I'm gonna have to drive her down here, or we gonna meet halfway. However that's gonna work. Because I'm going back to Detroit. I'll be closer to my other two daughters. She's gonna come with me. She has no problem with that. She already know what I'm doing. I just can't trust her. What how Mike Tyson said, trust people to be them. That's just how we rocking. So
Do
Yeah,
y'all
you
Okay.
gonna
know?
have to get it, do it yourself, but keep us posted
Yeah.
with that. I just wanted to ask Alita one more question. I don't know, was she back there look like she training that dog or something? What is going on, girl?
It's
You
him.
finna get us banned off YouTube thinking that is animal cruelty. You back there, Chuck. What's going on?
Have
No,
y'all heard
but
of prepaid legal?
no.
So
Like we trying to find resources. So when you hear of them, let us know and we'll do the same so we can help other people in the area with those same resources. So that's why we always ask, do y'all know any
so
nonprofits, any, agencies for that or
well, this
people's
one I find
parents?
somewhere with that, but prepaid legal, since he couldn't afford a lawyer, I forgot like 20 years ago I was with prepaid legal services. So it's like for like $30 a month, you can call lawyers
Oh
and
yeah, I
ask
heard of
them.
that.
Yeah, that's what I provide. Yeah, and they helped him
They
lot,
helped a lot. Okay, so
a
that's a
lot,
good resource that
and they
we
give you a
do.
discount also.
Be
Yeah.
You for Men in Toledo. It's a black organization, and they provide all resources for men, families, really. So that's a good
Okay.
That's what's up,
Linda,
man.
you reached out to us before we go. Just give me a quick synopsis of why you did that.
Because I'm tired of seeing people like men are or fathers are not trying to fight for their kids or not trying to be in their lives, and they are. I had to see this man like basically destroyed trying to be in his girl's life, and while she's laughing thinking nobody don't see what she's doing, that hurted me. So I became a big advocate of fathers. Like y'all need to see what a lot of these mothers are out here doing to these men, because some of these men are taking themselves out or taking, when you see them
Extreme
stories
measures.
when you see the
Yeah.
stories in the news and they be like, hey, she got by the father, sometimes you got to ask, what did she do
Wow.
to provoke them? Because a lot of these fathers are out here trying to be fathers, and it's
Yeah.
sad. It's so
Well,
sad.
thank you so much. Thank both of y'all for
Yeah.
giving us the time and sharing y'all story. We know it was a lot long. It's a long, long story, but ultimately we glad to see that he's in a better place and you were supportive enough. So kudos to you, both of y'all, for getting this far and just keep doing keep fighting the good fight. Keep doing what you got to do. If you're doing parallel parenting and following that order, we can't see nothing going wrong from that
Yeah.
point, right?
Yeah.
Keep us posted. We love to see it. We want to know what happens with your other baby. And that's all. We just thank you guys for coming on the platform,
Yes,
sharing your
yes,
story. We
sir.
really
All right.
appreciate it,
You
guys.
guys take
Yeah.
I
care.
appreciate
Thank
All
you
it.
right.
so
Have a good
much.
night.
Have a good night. Um, to all the viewers and the people tuning in, thank you so much. We always got to give y'all thanks for coming on and for
Yeah.
being supportive to our channel. We really growing. We growing on all platforms, and we trying to grow this space for so many people to come tell their stories. But please, 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 don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you guys can know when we coming on, which we get more, consistent with the timing of the schedule, how we're gonna go live. But thank you so much for rocking with us. It really means a lot. So that's all I gotta say, and that's it. See you till next time.
See ya.